Teacher, we can't hear you. You are having a bad signal.
What, sorry?
Bad signal, but not anymore.
Okay, give me 1 second, please. Okay, now, can you hear me better?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, that's better.
Yeah,
Okay,
much better, much better.
okay, thank you very much. How are you today?
Good.
Good, very good.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Okay, that's great. Very good, right. Well, so welcome to our encounter number 5. It is a pleasure for me to be with you again, and I'm going to share our agenda. Okay. This is what we are going to do today. First of all, I'm going to give you your feedback on your avatar's activity, and then we will talk about assessment. That is an important part of your virtual learning environments that I know you are working on that right now. So, well, not only for your virtual learning environments, but also for your instruction. So that is something important. So first of all, we will have a short reflection about assessment, and then we will talk about curriculum, instruction, and assessment. That are three things that are related and that complement each other. And finally, we will talk a little bit about the activity that we will have for next week. And that is the week that we start the study guide number 3. Okay, so that is what we are going to do today. So to start, I would like to give you your feedback on the avatars activity. So first of all, I have to tell you that you did a great job with this activity. I could notice that you were engaged and motivated working on this, and you all did a great job. So all of the avatars were very nice, very interesting, very creative. So the strengths, well, the use of the tool, all of you used the tool, you created nice characters. Some of you tried them to be similar to you. You use nice backgrounds. Well, the characteristics that you gave to those avatars were really nice. So you use a lot of creativity. The content was very good. You all included what was expected. That was like a little introduction and your likes and dislikes. And your language, the use of English was very good as well. So congratulations on this activity. And well, the only aspect to improve, but not for all of you, but for some students, it was the participation in the forum. Yeah, some of you participated more actively than others. So remember that it's important to get feedback on your partner's products, to comment on your partner's products, and also to reply to the comments you receive on your activities. That is the only thing that I would like you to improve a little bit, but some of you, not all of you, right? So very good, and you did a good job on this activity. Okay. You also received the feedback and your grades today. So if you haven't seen them yet, you can do it. Okay, you have the grades in the virtual classroom. Remember that you have an Excel file in the assessment section of the course where you can check all of your grades and you can see the percentages and everything there. And well, the feedback is ready. Okay, so this week I'm working on your videos. I will try to give you the feedback on the videos this week. Okay, well. So the first reflection I would like to do is about your virtual learning environment, because I know you are working on this, and I would like to ask these 3 questions about this. So the first one, how do you include assessment in your virtual learning environment? If you already did it, how did you do it? Or how do you plan to do it? What difficulties have you had in the process of creating your virtual learning environment? And finally, what are the strengths you consider your virtual learning environment has? Yeah, so think about that.
Okay,
Okay, Fernando, go
I would
ahead.
like to say about the difficulties
Mm-hmm.
that we have had. The page, the web page, creating the web page has been hard for us. But I mean, for me, because the instructions were not clear, and when I'm going to like create to activate a button to see how it works, it's been hard for me. But every time I cacharreo, I
Yeah.
figure out new things. So that's the reason why it's
And what website are you using?
Wix.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wix has a lot of resources and things that you can include, but it is also easy to use. But when you say that instructions are not clear, you refer to the instructions of the activity or instructions of the website?
I refer to the instruction of the website because they didn't show you how to implement every
Mm,
single tool. So
yeah. Yeah. The only way to get familiar with the tool is by practicing, by trying, pressing the different buttons, pressing the different options you have there. Anyway, I can tell you that Wix is one of the easiest websites that we have to create a virtual learning environment. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that is one difficulty we can face. That is getting familiar with the tool we are using to create a virtual learning environment. Okay.
Okay, I would like
Belisario?
to say,
Yeah.
yeah. And the most difficult for me, I have some experience, especially with webs.com,
Mm-hmm.
that I consider is easier, and I don't know, probably because I have some experience. Um, but I've had difficulty to make a window um, longer. Like I think it's limited. The space is limited, so uh, I have been having trouble with that because
Mm,
it's limited.
yeah.
I I saw your website and I saw the yeah, they were long and you posted different exercises in the same place, but not in a different window in the same area in the same
Yeah.
website. It's because we are creating different windows. Like
Mm, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that is a limitation that some websites have because they are free. So the space is limited, and some of them don't allow you to include different resources.
and sometimes when I'm working, it's very slow. I don't know why. It's
Mm,
very slow. When we're going to move something, we have to wait like some seconds. Oh my god, it's been horrible. And what else? I had another question or another comment about something.
mm-hmm.
Ah, for example, when I'm going to give the results to the students, I tried with a file, and it goes to another place. For example, when I posted the file or the results in another window, it opens in another place, or it gets out of the window that I was working on. So
Mm,
I don't think that's positive because that's included in the rubric. Like students have to know where they are. Like don't get lost, something like that. So because I try to give the results to students with a window, it happens
mm,
also with a file like PPT or PowerPoint, and it happens the same. And sometimes I have to try another way, delete the window and try to do it again to see if I can solve the problem. Oh my god, it's been hard. the
yeah.
the
Yeah.
easiest the easiest part for me is the design. like to make something modern and no old style. Oh my god, I hate old style. Or
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Well, that part is a little bit difficult because, yes, as I told you before, you have to get familiar with the tool. Sometimes you waste some time because you try something and that doesn't work, and you have to try something different. Yeah, I know that.
so
Well, yeah, tell me.
I would like to know how do you do to like, for example, to include a file and don't get out of the same page. For example, like activate. Included an exercise there, and there is this result for the students, a button for them to check the answers. And if I click in that button, it goes out,
Mm,
get out of the website and goes to the home page. How can I do it not that too often, or how can I avoid that?
what is the tool you are using?
Wix.
Wix as well. That you okay? You try to put a file to show the results to your students.
Yeah, even I tried with another window, but it happens the same. So I have tried different options, but it happens the same. And I know this is negative for the grade, or for the for the aspects that are in the rubric, like avoid students getting lost in the website, or I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
say about it?
Okay.
I think there is an option that tells you remain in the same window or go to another window. Do you see that option?
Yes, I have tried them,
Okay.
but
Well, right now I cannot give you an answer because I will have I will have to
to
check
check.
with yeah. But
Yeah, so but it's important that you know that
yeah.
we have been having that problem.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me check. I'm going to check Wix, and if I figured out how to do that, I tell you.
Okay, it's because you tried like now with different windows in the same homepage, everything, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll try. I'll try, and I can see if I can help you with that.
Okay, thanks a lot. I
Uh,
will appreciate.
okay, Belisario. Okay, Juan David says it is not easy because we do not have too much experience with the platform, but we are learning with the practice. We had to change the entries several times. Now we are working on Google Drive to make the evaluations, and we included the video, and we are trying to include the avatar, but it hasn't been easy either because we have to pay. Yeah, I believe our strengths are that we are clear with what we want in the blog. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there are some things that you need to pay for if you want to have them in your website. But well, I don't know what website you're using, Juan David. You didn't mention the blogger. Blogger, right? Well, I don't have much experience with Blogger. I don't know. Well, it would be interesting if you can pose these questions in the forum because maybe your classmates have had any experience with those websites, and maybe if they know, they can help you. So try to post those questions in the forum, and we can see, well, if I can help you, I can give you an answer, or maybe your partners can do it as well. So it would be good if you post those questions in the forum. Okay,
Okay,
Belisario. Yeah.
I get another question. Is it better because Fernando Julian just posted on, because we have limitation space in Activate, so we put two more buttons in order to for students to do the other exercises. And Fernando Julian posted the video on YouTube. So is that okay, or it's better to include it in the website, like to create a new video and post the video over there?
But you included the link in the website?
No, what I did, teacher, was I put the YouTube video inside the web page.
Yeah.
No, it was me, Fernando Rivera.
Yeah.
You,
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry.
I worked on that this afternoon. It was me.
Yeah.
So what I did, I included the YouTube
Our video.
enlace, the link, right? So the video appears on the page. On Activate, you have different exercises. That's the second one. So you can see the YouTube option. So you click on it and you see the video.
But on YouTube, not on the...
Yeah, because that video was made from Powtoon. So the options to share that video is through YouTube and other ones. I share it through YouTube, and you put the video through YouTube video.
It's not possible to include it like a YouTube video inside. Like for example, when I include an exercise, there's an option to include an exercise from another website on Wix. It's not. Is there not that option to include a video from YouTube on the website without getting out, like going to YouTube directly?
You don't have to go out to YouTube. You just click on the video and you can watch it right there in your web.
Because I tried today and it went to YouTube, like got out of the website.
Okay, maybe because it is not published yet, the web.
Yes, I did it because this is
No,
the
no,
only
no,
way.
because it is not published. It is not finished.
But I did it. I did it in order to check all how things worked. So to check everything, and I found some issues, and I tried to fix them.
Okay.
So, but teacher Sandra, is it possible to include it on the website without getting out? Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it is possible, but yeah, because we did it. I included YouTube videos in the website, and students could see the videos there in the website. But there is no problem if you have the link and it opens another window and you see the video. There's no problem with that. In case you can't do it.
Because I included the avatar exercise on the website. It's there. It doesn't go out or get out of the website.
Yes, I know that you can do it because I did it. You can include the YouTube video and you can see it directly there. But in case you can't, because you know that those websites change every day. Sometimes they change things there. Well, there's no problem if you have the video, the link, and it opens in another window. There's no problem.
Okay. And so what?
Okay. Okay, very good. Well, that's good to know because as I told you, we can help each other. So let's take advantage of this week to post your questions in the forum, and please look at the forum and see if you can help your classmates.
But there's a problem the time.
Yeah, it could be, it should be something fast. Yeah. Okay, I would like to know about the assessment part. How did you include assessment, or how are you planning to include assessment in your virtual learning environment?
Okay, very good. I would like to say that what we're going to do, what we're planning to do is to include a video. They have to complete some assignments after seeing the video. So the idea is that they complete some, and they do like a listening comprehension solving questions, or also they can do like a rewrite of the video.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, that's right. Okay, what else?
I use a really nice web on the internet, which is called educaplay.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I made a word search exercise, which I found very interesting for our partners to do it, and it's very easy to download it and to use it on our web.
Mm-hmm.
It's educaplay.com. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that is an interesting resource because you can create your own activities and interactive
Exactly.
activities and post them in the website. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We had a problem with the video we're talking about. We used pro characters last week, so we didn't know we had like a time. After a time, you couldn't share the video with those pro characters and objects. So we had to change the characters of the video and some objects, so we could share and use it for the web. So, but we solved that anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that is something that happens too. That you can have like a link available, but just for a week or maybe for 15 days. Yeah.
Exactly. And after having our weeks.com Sunday, I spent like 5 hours or 6 hours working on the weeks.com. You figure out that you need time. You need time really to figure out how it works. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only solution. I mean, spend time with it and work on it and cacharrear, like Fernando said.
Yeah.
But it is interesting afterwards. You really discover funny things and interesting things to work with. So it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Fernando, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Belisario, were you going to say something?
A lot of things.
Yeah. Okay.
For example, people can create exercises when they have time. On what is the website, like Play, something about Play?
Educaplay?
Educaplay, yeah. Or we can take exercises that someone has created already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even we can post exercises from websites. What people need to find out where to find that option.
Yeah, you're right. And there is a link, there is a website that is called Interactive Worksheets. And you can find interactive activities that you can include in your VLE.
Okay, did you have one question?
Yeah.
Is it possible when I create an activity to redirect that activity to another website, or no? I mean, just pasting like the link?
Yeah, yeah, you can do it.
Okay. Okay, I mean, it's going to open another tab. Is that possible?
Yeah, yeah, it is possible.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Right, yeah, I was telling you about the website. I'm going to type it here in the chat. That is called Interactive Worksheets. And they are nice because the students, for example, can drag and drop, or they can do a word search or a crossword that is interactive, and you can include those activities in your websites. Okay, well, okay, so thank you for sharing your ideas. Well, and this is what I wanted to share with you. That is the relationship, that is an important relationship among curriculum, instruction, and assessment, because, well, they are related and they support each other. Yeah, you can have a good assessment process if you don't take into account the curriculum, or you can't have a structured curriculum if you don't include assessment and if you don't keep in mind your instruction. Well, so they are interrelated, and that is what I wanted to work on today. So first of all, well, we have curriculum, and I would like to ask you, what is curriculum, or what do you think curriculum is?
Yeah, the curriculum is the guide for the teacher and the students what they're going to study and why they need to study those topics, the topics that we're going to develop during a specific time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Also, the curriculum works like as a guide. Actually, nowadays
Mm-hmm.
at school, we are implementing a new curriculum
Mm-hmm.
because the school, Gimnasio Fontana, is based on creative learning. It's the first carbono neutral school from the country. So what they're doing right now, it's they are implementing the new curriculum where you have to implement creativity in every single class. And besides that, you have to connect every single subject. So, for example, science is connected to Spanish and social studies too. Math is connected to science, and all of them must be connected in your curriculum. The activities must be like wide and open, and they cannot be disciplinary activities or criteria. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. What is the name of the school? Can you repeat it, please? Gimnasio Santana?
Yes, of course. Mesa Fontana. If you look
Fontana.
in YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Fontana, yes.
Okay.
If you look in YouTube, they have done a lot of interviews in
Mm-hmm.
that school. Caracol Noticias, they have done a lot of interviews in that school.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. More ideas about curriculum?
I would say something that is not related to this. Like now, Ignacio Fontana is so famous, but because of Fernando.
Okay.
Publicidad política pagada.
What?
Publicidad política pagada.
Okay, but say it in English. You're not allowed to say anything in Spanish in this class. Sorry.
Paid publicity.
Okay, much better. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a school in Bogota, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, so here you have some characteristics of curriculum. So first of all, we can summarize it like it is what we teach in relation to skills or concepts. It also takes into account cultural literacy statements, sequencing and pacing, standards and benchmarks, and well, I would like to ask you if you know the difference between standards and benchmarks.
No idea.
Okay. Okay, Juan David says it is not just a list of topics, it is also related to the time, concepts, skills, methodology, resources, sequences, students, etc. Yeah, you're right. Well, curriculum is something, it's like a broad concept, yeah, that involves many things in the teaching and learning process. Yeah, so we have the definition of standards and benchmarks. So standards are the categories or broad statements of what students will understand and or be able to do within a specific subject area. Benchmark are grade level performance statements. Yeah. So standards are the same across grade levels and benchmarks can vary, right? So you know that here in Colombia we have like the standards in the different areas. We have the foreign languages standards. We have the Spanish standards, science standards. Yeah, but we also have like the specific study plans that we have at schools, right? So curriculum involves all of those aspects. Okay, so
So teacher
yeah.
standards apply to
every student in a city or in a country, and benchmarks vary according to the school? Is that what you mean? Yeah, they could vary according to the school, but they can also, well, they can be specific at schools, but they can be general if we talk about grades, for example. Yeah, for example, 7th grade, 8th grade. Yeah, but they
But in
can,
one specific school or in all schools?
we can have both. Yeah, we can have like benchmarks for schools in general, but schools have also benchmarks that are particular to the population they were with. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Belisario, yeah.
Can we say that the standards are those the Ministry of the Education have, or they make, or
Well,
for example, every
for
grade?
right now they have something that is called uh, um, I forgot now the name. That is something like um, suggested. Well, like I forgot the name of the document. There is a document that you can find in the Ministry of Education website. That is Currículo Básico Sugerido. I think that is the name. And you have some benchmarks that they suggest. And schools are free to decide if they want to adapt those benchmarks. Yeah. So there is that you can find that document in the Ministry of Education website. I think that the name is Currículo Sugerido, something like that.
Los benchmarks serían como los objetivos o los logros en español.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and standards are more general.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, why the curriculum is important? Well, because you have to begin with the end in mind. That is something that is really important. When you teach something, you always need to know what you expect from your students. So what you want them to reach at the end of that learning and teaching process. So you always have to keep the end in mind. Yeah. So it is important because, well, you have to review the curriculum and standards, then describe the learning students are expected to accomplish, what you expect them to learn. Standards refer to that which students are expected to learn and that by which they will be judged. Yeah? So the things that you are going to consider when you assess your students. Think about the kinds of evidence the students could produce to show they have mastered what they need to learn. So what is going to be the evidence you need to know that your students learn what you taught them? Yeah? And once the big picture is established, teacher works with the students to bring evidence of learning into the assessment process. That is why curriculum is related to assessment. Yeah, because curriculum like gives you the path or the guide, as some of you said before, to know what you are going to assess in your students. Yeah. So yeah, it is like the path you have to follow. Okay. Something that is also important is that, well, curriculum, well, it is suggested that it should be a spiral. You know what spiral is? Or what can you think about spiral curriculum? Any ideas?
Maybe a curriculum that goes back and forth through the contents that have been studied throughout the course.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is something that, well, you have like some specific contents that you have to see throughout the grades and throughout or as the learning process advances, but they could change in relation to difficulty or the depth of that knowledge you are going to teach your students. Yeah, but yeah, you have to for example, like mathematics. Yeah, you teach kids addition, and you continue using addition throughout the years, but with a different level of difficulty. Yeah, that's why it is parallel. So I'm going to share a video with you. It is very short because it is not complete. It is not complete because you need to pay to see the complete video, but I'm going to share it with you because it has like the description, the general description, and the general idea that is what I would like you to understand. Yeah. So I'm going to share the link with you. So please look at the video and tell me as soon as you finish. Tell me what you understood about spiral curriculum. Okay. So I'm going to stop my camera and my microphone while you watch the video, and please let me know as soon as you. Okay. Was it clear what the spiral curriculum is? Yep. Okay, right. Well, if you have the possibility, well, that website is really interesting, but you are going to find a lot of videos about teaching and learning, and you are going to find a lot of resources. But well, if you have the possibility to pay, well, I suggest to use that website. That is really nice. There is a lot of information, interactive information about teaching and learning. So interesting videos, for example, that one. Yeah. Okay. Well, so that is the idea that we have like the spiral curriculum, and it is like to build the framework of the learning process and to build on that framework the concepts when, well, as soon as the grades and the complexity level increases. Yeah. Okay. And well, since we have to keep our goal in mind when we assess our students and when we study the curriculum we are going to follow, we need those goals to have some characteristics. And here you have like the SMART goal setting, that is like the characteristics you need to have when setting a goal. Yeah. So we have the acronym because each of the letters mean a characteristic that goals should have. And you have them here in the picture. You have first the S, that goals need to be specific. M, because they need to be measurable. A, because they need to be attainable. R, they need to be relevant. And T, they need to be time bound. Yeah. So you have to keep your goals in mind, but they can't be any goals. They need to have specific characteristics, and these are the ones that I suggest. Yeah. I would like you to think about a goal, a learning goal, any goal, a goal for a lesson, or a goal for a class, or for a term. And I would like to think about an example and tell me how can you evidence these characteristics in that goal.
Maybe in writing, some tests in writing. I think we can. Yeah. I think it's most in writing, nor in speaking, because it's more maybe clear and close to teacher and student to evidence what they do.
Well, in fact, you can have these characteristics in any kind of goal. When talking about teaching and learning, not only writing. Well, writing could be an example, but also in the different skills. So, well, now that you are telling me that writing, how would be that goal, or how would you set that goal in a way that we can find those characteristics, that it is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound? I can give you an example. If you are going to say that, well, for example, if you are going to teach speaking, and if you say students will be able to talk about their daily life. Students will be able to talk about their daily life. Do you consider that goal has those characteristics?
Yes, I think so.
No.
Do I repeat the goal?
Yes.
Maybe it's not time bound. I mean, it's not subjected to a specific set of time or a specific day. Measurable, it's not, because you're just letting them talk, so they can say things like in an isolated discourse, like, okay, I wake up, I take a shower, I dress up. But maybe that's not what you want. See? So you have to, as we have seen in all our classes and as you all teachers do, you have to create some rubrics of what you want to see. Okay, what I want in speaking. Okay, I want fluency, I want accuracy, I want the use of vocabulary. What do you want to attain? So that has to be very specific, and it's time consuming when you create like a rubric or like the criteria you're going to use, but it's easier at the moment you want to create.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when I say that students will be able to talk about their daily routine, well, I can't say that it's time bound because I'm not specifying the period of time they are going to spend to reach that goal. So it should be included there. Relevant? Well, it could be relevant because maybe that is something that we need. We need our students to talk about their daily activities. Attainable? Well, we don't know because it depends on our students. Maybe if we have a basic level that they are in a A1 level or less than A1, well, we cannot ask them to do that, to talk about their daily activities. Yeah, in that case, it wouldn't be attainable because our students don't have the level we need to do that. Measurable? Well, I'm not saying how or the way I'm going to use to measure that they talk about that. Yeah, maybe if I say students will be able to talk about their daily activities, well, how? How can I measure that? Maybe I can specify the way I'm going to use it, maybe through, well, I don't know, a forum, through a presentation, well, something that specifies the way I'm going to do it. Specific, well, it depends. It depends also in our students' level, and we also have to keep in mind our students' needs, yeah, according to the context they live. Well, all those things are the ones that we need to consider when setting goals, right? So, yeah.
Would you mind,
However, I'd like to add something.
teacher? I'm
It,
trying to
it is
stick
well,
to you
kind of
necessarily.
awkward because
Lorena, Lorena, and then Luis.
yes, it's me.
Okay,
Okay.
Lorena, and then Luis, please.
Teacher, would you mind
Okay.
giving me a complete example of how that goal should be written or something? Like, let's say our students are from an A1 level.
Okay. I would like you to help me. Not only you, Lorena, but all of your
Okay.
classmates.
Okay.
Okay, we can start that students will be able to what?
I,
Use the present simple.
To
Okay, let's say to
For
use
example.
the simple present tense, yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
To use the simple present tense.
Start with that.
to
To
to give an
well, I
account
would write in
give to
another
give
way.
an oral account
For
of their
example,
daily.
students will be able to talk about their daily routines using vocabulary they have seen in class and, by means of the present simple tense, for example.
Or to give to give an oral account of their daily routines.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, students will be able to. I would use first like the communicative part and then the grammar part. Yeah. So I would say like students will be able to. What did you say before?
To talk about their daily activities or daily routines.
To talk about their daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
Using
By using or using
the simple present tense.
the simple present tense. So there are even some places or institutes that specify whether it is first person or third person, if they want to talk about themselves or another person. So if you want to be even more specific, it's even possible. I mean, it depends on the approach you want to take on the class.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have this part. Students will be able to talk about their daily routine using the simple present tense. In that case, we have like, well, we could say that it is specific because we are saying that they are going to talk about their daily routine using the simple present tense. In that case, would be a specific. Measurable. Do you think it is measurable?
I don't think that much because we still have the speaking part because we're saying talk, and also we're talking about what grammar are they going to use. We have those two things, but I don't know if just knowing those two things I want to measure, it makes it measure.
If I
Yeah.
say that they are able to talk about
I think we need
seven
some
daily,
other background
Luis Carlos
information, like if
Montalvo,
there is
yeah,
some
can you please let me
pre-established
talk?
rubric or
He's so
attainable, we need to
rude.
know what course is taking, to what course am I taking that objective.
Teacher, do you
So
think he can listen to
we'll
me
still
or
need a
what's
little
the
bit of
problem?
Yeah. Okay.
background.
Okay, Luis. Yeah. Okay. Right. Thank you. Lorena wanted to say something.
I was saying that maybe if we say that they are able to tell us about 7 daily routines, would that make it measurable?
To talk about 7 daily routines,
Yeah.
7 specific activities. Yeah. For
Uh-huh.
example, wake up. Could be, for example, the morning routine. For
Uh-huh.
instance. Well, it could be a way to make it measurable. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe we can specify the activity we want them to do, because we are not going to tell them, okay, talk about your daily routine, but we are going to use something for them to talk. Yeah, maybe we can
Mhm.
specify that. What
I
else?
have an idea.
What
Maybe
do you mean?
maybe
I think
yeah.
for example, it's important for them to write first, and the teacher must correct or what they have wrote or written, what they have written, in order for them to talk something correctly, say
Well,
things
it could,
correctly, because huh?
yeah, it could be a possibility because it depends on the process you are following. You could say students will be able to talk about their daily routine using the simple present tense, based on an outline, could be, mm, based on an outline, could be. Yeah.
And maybe I would add giving how would I say that, making evident of understanding through a role play, for example.
Yeah, you could say that too, based on an outline, or yeah, well, we could change the beginning a little bit. We could say students will be able to talk about their daily routines through role play using the simple present tense based on an outline. Yeah,
That makes sense.
in that way it would be measurable because we are measuring, well, we are taking into account the outline, and we'll have like some criteria they need to follow to present the role play, so we can have a rubric. Attainable, well, if our students have that English level, it could be attainable, it would be relevant. And what about time bound?
In that case, we would add something like by the end of the term, students will be able
Mhm.
to.
Exactly. By the end of the term, the students will be able to talk about their daily routine through a role play using the simple present tense based on an outline done before or previously done, could be. Well,
Well,
in,
just
in, in that case, well, if you don't have like, it would be necessary to say by the end of the term, in the case that we are talking like in a general form, but if you are talking about goals that belong to a specific term, and that we know that that goal is part of the first term goals, in that case it will then be necessary to say by the end of the term, because we know that we are talking about that term. Yeah. Yeah, but
Yes.
that would be a way to make it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And I know that it is hard. That is hard because, well, if you are going to make this process with all of the goals that you set for your lessons, for your um, well, for your daily classes, it is going to be a little bit hard. But it is a matter of practice. Once you get familiar with those characteristics, it is going to be something mechanic for you. Yeah, but we need to try to include those characteristics in our goals. So if
It
we
is not
want,
an easy task.
yep, tell me.
It is not an easy task to do.
No, it is not. Yeah, I know, and it is time demanding. But well, if we want to have goals that are going to be uh, relevant goals that we are going that we are sure that we are going to reach those goals, well, they need those to have those characteristics.
Well, I like to add something to
Mm-hmm.
what we just talked. And for
Yeah.
example, when I work in a school, and I've seen that many books in the sequence and scope, they say
Mm-hmm.
the grammar, the content of that grammar, and also in the items that the book has, if it is divided by skills, let's say listening, speaking, writing, reading, it can give you an insight of what the goal could be if you're based on that book. I mean, if you have a book, you have to kind of do the things that are in the book. You cannot just give a class that is apart to the book, apart from the book. So if you ever need to do those things in your school or wherever you are, always check the sequence and scope. It has a grammar, so it can help you establish your goal or the objective, however you prefer calling it, and the grammar, the language functions, for example, asking for information,
Mm-hmm.
inviting people. So that could be a little help for you. It has worked for me, well, so I'm sharing it.
Yeah, yeah, that is something that we can use to as a help. Yeah, because well, people that create those goals are people who think about those things. Yeah, and we can use them because well, they are there for us to use them. And
Well,
yes, we
they
can
have
use them like as a guide. Yeah,
those people have a master in designing curriculum. We don't.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, and we can use them to create our own goals. Yeah, Belisario. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to say something important. I think sometimes many people focus on this. This is really good. Even sometimes it's not necessary to make things so technical
Mm-hmm.
because the most important is besides this, it's important to to see results because
Mm-hmm.
some teachers just focus on this, but their results are not good. Like kids or teenagers or students don't learn so much
Exactly.
because probably like it what happens in the public schools and teachers don't want to work really hard, don't want to make a really good effort because there are many students because sometimes the students are don't have a great behavior, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So even they can make this and they don't use it. So the perfect thing is to have this and to have good results. Like kids are happy, they feel they're learning, they are like they feel in confidence. They this is like for example, they've never have learned how to say things, not only grammar, not only studying grammar, how to fill in blanks, but also express themselves, learn how to say themes, like the themes we have been mentioned, like talk about their daily routine, talk about their families, talk in past what they did last week, or things like that. Like not so technical, like many teachers focus on that in the same thing, and they don't make it real. They don't make language real.
Mm-hmm.
I always criticize this. I'm crazy.
Yeah, no, that's right, and that is why I told you that, well, curriculum, instruction, and assessment are interrelated because, well, you can have a perfect curriculum with great goals, but if your instruction is not as good as the curriculum, it is not going to work. That is why I wanted to share that relationship among those three aspects of the instruction today because, well, if you want to have an effective curriculum, you need to have an effective instruction and an effective assessment process. So, and that is what you are saying. Well, I'm sorry, but well, I don't know what happened today, but the time ran very fast today. Well, I don't know what happened today, but well, uh, I want to share more things with you, and I think we are going to continue next class because I am going to talk a little bit more about curriculum, then about instruction, and finally about assessment. Um, well, here we have about Bloom's taxonomy, well, and each of the levels of that Bloom's taxonomy. Well, I'm going to continue next class. I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to talk a little bit about an activity that we have for next week, sorry, that is your participation in an oral forum. So it is going to be a forum, but your participation is not going to be written, but oral. Yeah. So here, well, I'm going to talk a little bit in that forum. I'm going to talk about the influence of technology in instruction. I'm going to ask some specific questions, and the idea is you to give your answers to those questions. Well, based on supporting your answers on the theory that we have had analyzed up to now, and the resources you are going to have for this unit. So the idea, well, I would like you to check this tool that is called Voice Thread because sometimes it's well, you need to get familiar. It is very simple, but you need to open an account, and I have to provide you a link, and through that link you are going to have access to the forum and you are going to participate. So, but first is necessary you to open the account. Yeah. So, well, next week I'm going to provide you the link. You have to register with your email, first and last name, and participate in the discussion thread, answer the questions that are introduced there, and comment on at least one of your classmates posts. So that is something important. You are going to give your answers to the questions, but also comment on your partner's answers, and everything is oral. Remember that the aim of the activity is to generate an academic discussion. Well, so you can say that you agree, you don't agree, why you agree or why you don't agree, supporting your ideas with theory, well, in a respectful way. And, well, that's it. So I want you to take a look at the resource that is Voice Thread and try to open your accounts at least this week. So next week you have the time to check the questions and to organize your ideas to give the answers. It's very simple and it is not so complex. So it's just I would like you just to check the website. Okay?
Okay, that will be for next week, right, teacher? Right after
Yes,
the VLE.
exactly. Yes, that is for next week because this week.
That's the assignment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the assignment that we have to do, right?
Yeah, we have 2 assignments left. We have 2 weeks left. So we have next week we are going to have this activity that is the oral forum, and finally the last activity is a lesson plan including technology, and we finish
Okay.
the course.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
feeling eclectic. I'm maybe trying out the voice thread and using my classroom. Teacher,
Yeah.
have you heard something about the Marzano's taxonomy?
Yeah.
It's just, well, I've seen it, but well, maybe next class would be better. But I'd like to hear your opinion about it.
Yeah. Marzano has a lot of interesting theories, and I think that in previous encounters I shared something about the instructional strategies that work. That remember that I told you that they were 9, and it was necessary to implement all of them to have a successful learning process. And he also has a taxonomy, and is well, that taxonomy is also based on Bloom's taxonomy, and he has like a list of verbs according to the thinking skills you want to develop in your students. And yeah, I think I have that list, and I'm going to share it in the virtual classroom so you can have access to that list. And
Okay, thanks a lot.
it is related to what we are going to talk about, that is, well, assessment, instruction, and curriculum. And it is really useful. So that is one of my favorite authors about teaching languages. So, well, yeah, I'm going to share
Okay,
that with you.
no worries. No
Okay,
worries.
okay,
Thanks a lot.
okay. Well, do you have questions about this activity?
So this is the
Not yet.
next activity.
The topic.
Sorry?
I have a question. This
Yeah,
is the next activity for this week, last next week. Okay,
yeah,
I'm all right.
yeah. This is
Okay.
for next week. It would be for the 23rd, September the 23rd.
Okay.
And what would be the topic?
It is about technology, the use of technology in your classes. Those are, I'm going to post 3 questions, but
Okay.
they are related to that.
And just recording messages.
I'm sorry?
Just recording messages, right? Recording our opinion.
Yeah, recording your opinion, yeah. Yes, that website allows you to record directly there. Yeah,
Okay, so that will be one of the last activities that we have left, right?
yeah.
Okay, teacher.
We have
Thank
2
God.
activities left. The last one is the lesson plan,
Thank
Okay,
God.
very good.
and we finish the course there.
Yeah.
I have one question, teacher.
Yeah,
Can I use one of the lessons, the lesson plan that I use at school?
yeah. Well, you are going to have some criteria, some specific criteria, and I am going to upload like a form. Well, that form is optional. If you want to use a different one, you can do it. And if you want to include one of the lessons that you have used before, it's okay, no problem. Because that is the idea of the resources we design to be useful for the future. So
Okay, very
you
good.
can do
Yes,
it.
because since I had to design my own plan for yes plan,
Hmm.
I was wondering if I was able to use it.
Yeah, of course. Oh, you
Okay.
are going to you can check the study guide, and there you are going to find like the criteria and the aspects that I'm going to assess. But well, you can modify some things, but you can use it, of course.
Okay, teacher. Thank you very
Mhm.
much.
Okay. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. In next class, we continue with the presentation, and I wish you the best success in this week's activity, that is the virtual learning environment. That I know that you are working very hard on that, and you are doing your best to present something really good. So,
Uh,
okay, Don, if you have questions, write to me or ask through the forum. And well, so thank you very much for attending the encounter, and see you next Wednesday, and have a good week.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good
you
night.
too.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Sleep tight.
Really nice.
Bye.
Okay, thank
very
you.
much.
Bye. Bye, thank you.
Your classes are really nice.